Man ain't shit. Y'all trash. Y'all broke. Y'all all the names under the sun. And you have this woman over here who said, we'll be glad to take your man. I mean, you American women, y'all in some big trouble. If you telling me that there's a bunch of women thinking like this. What's going on, y'all? Blue Falcon here, coming to you with another current event through biblical eyes. So, Passport Brothers seem like it's a movement that's been growing, and I keep hearing about it over and over. Passport Brothers, Passport Brothers, Passport Brothers, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was kind of shocked that men really would entertain the idea of going outside of the country just to find a woman. But now it might actually be justified. I mean, just check this out for yourselves.
I only want you for the money and the coat and for the bills. That's it. If you ain't getting my hair done, if you ain't getting my nails done, if you ain't doing nothing for me, then I don't need you here. It's not 50-50. It's not 80-20. It's 100% to 0. It's one side.
Wow. Do you see this chick right here? Let me actually rewind. I mean, just look at her. Look at her. She's saying, and look, fellas, these women are literally telling you straight up to your face that they only view you for monetary gain. They're not here for you. They're not there to actually build some type of relationship with you. Just throw that out the window, you guys. All they want is for you to provide for their lifestyle. Make that very clear. I mean, you heard this girl for yourself. I mean, it's getting real tough out here. Let's watch this next clip.
It's one side. Look. That's why American relationships are failures. That's why American women, on a global context, are the worst for relationships, long-term period. That's why the divorce rate is the highest in the world here, and that's why, on the desirability level, American women are at the bottom of the global barrel. This is all statistically documented from men, because at the end of the day, the ones who decide if a woman is valuable for a relationship is men.
Well, the man is the person that's going to have to, obviously, propose.
And look at her face. Like, she's so shocked to hear this type of information. But it's true. It's true. And, the reason why this is actually quite interesting is because he's letting y'all know from the jump. Like, the things that women are doing is literally shooting themselves in the foot. And they wonder why the Passport Brothers is an actual movement that's growing. I mean, you should not be surprised if you're going to continue to act in such a way that is undesirable to men. You're failing to realize that men is the ones in society that actually give you any type of value. When they deem you worth adding to their lives, when they view you as an asset, that's when they put the proverbial ring on the finger. And I say that because I don't believe in that nonsense. It has a lot of pagan roots, but that's irregardless of the point. What it symbolizes is marriage. Ain't no man going to marry you if they view you as a liability. I mean, it's period, point blank. And we wonder why the rise of single, parent homes is such a big thing in this country. I literally posted up a video the other day that was talking about all the statistics of single parent homes. And it's so clear that when men are not in the household, it is a detriment to the child. But these women do not care, because again, all they care is that you provide for their lifestyle. So they're willing to have 2, 3, 4 baby daddies providing for their lifestyle through child support that they extorting from the man by using the government to do so, but they don't care about actually building a family. So you have men, the Passport Brothers, they're just going overseas. Like, I would like to hear from you guys in the comments. Please write it down. When in history have you ever heard that men would rather prefer finding women outside of their country to marry? I mean, to me, I'm not the biggest historian in the world, but I've literally never heard that before in my life. I mean, yeah, you have the occasional few men who would marry overseas, but to have a whole movement, a whole movement dedicated to not marrying women in your own country. That's not a testament to these men. It's a testament to these women. You women are failing in America. Your men do not even want you anymore. But yet you're going to continue to listen to the advice of other bitter women who are also single. You're going to continue to listen to them, thinking that somehow by listening to single women, that's going to land you a man. All right, let's get through this.
And buy the ring and all that stuff.
Give them the ring.
Real
Exactly.
quick.
I really do believe that modern feminism encourages male absence. It encourages it because it's become toxic. They use terms like toxic masculinity, right? And I say to myself, all of their examples of the idea of what it means to be a man now is toxic. They think, oh, this is a man, masculinity is wrong. There's something inherently wrong with being a masculine man. And to me, I always say that it was toxic masculinity that saved me. You know, I had a healthy fear of my grandfather. Nobody played around with my grandfather. We still don't play around with my grandfather, you know, and it's just, there's a certain level of respect when you're in his home. There are rules. And because I had that healthy fear, I was, I guess, more responsive to that sort of authority when I had to go out in real life. You know, I believed in structure. And yet this version of feminism today, we have women that are basically promoting men should act like women, right? And women should act like men. There's all this confusion. You can pick your gender, you can do what you want. And ultimately what I think it's doing is feeding into this idea of a breakdown of the family.
Man, you know, it's crazy because truth be told, I don't even like Candace Owens like that. There's a lot of things that she says that sometimes it rubs me the wrong way. But when someone is right, they're right. And this time around, she's definitely right on this one. I mean, you have, and let me see if I could go back to her picture. But, I mean, you literally have a society of women acting just like men. Just like men.
What?
Do you even understand how...
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Like, do y'all really understand how disturbing that is? That women are walking around like men walking around as a woman. I mean, it's very clear that there's a role reversal taking place. And while they're cramming this down our throat, again, their sole purpose is to go against the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High Yah. And, you know, I already told you guys this before. You know, I'm an Israelite. So, and, you know, obviously this particular set of series of episodes is called Current Events Through Biblical Eyes, right? So I have no choice but to give you my opinion from what I perceive to be a biblical point of view. But do you not see how they clearly fighting against the Most High? Can you not clearly see that they're trying to break down the family? I mean, independent women. What does that mean? How can you be independent? How can you try to build a family and be independent? It's nonsensical. It's nonsensical. And men, you men out there, you're supposed to be the head of your households. How can you be the head of the household when you're walking with feminine energy? When you're not being the actual leaders of your home? You're dressing just like the women. You're emotional just like the women. I mean, and it's backwards all over the place, you guys. And I'm really trying to warn you guys, please don't fall for this type of deception, because they clearly trying to divide the homes. They're trying to make sure that your children grow up in a household where they are not going to receive the male presence, thereby increasing the likelihood of them ending up in jail.
What?
Ending up in a gang.
What?
Ending up dead.
What?
I mean, that is their purpose. They are dividing our families, you guys. But yeah, you know, Candace Owens is definitely right on this one. This passport movement is growing. And you know, here's the thing, right? You have I want to make a transition real quick, because you have on the flip side women attacking, men, right? Like, oh, y'all not real men. Why y'all got to go outside? I'm going to show you why they're going outside, all right? I'm going to show you right here why they actually forcing men to go outside. Because I myself was against it until I seen the mindset of women today. So here we have this video. It's called 8th Grader Told Woman That She Wants 2 Kids and Not Marriage. Because if married, she can't collect child support. Man, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up.
With 8th grade girls, and I asked them to tell me what their goals were. This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, nope. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married. She said, because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support. And then she said, why should
I'm sorry. Because if you're married, you cannot collect child support.
What?
Are you? Oh my gosh. And you're wondering why you're losing the men? If this is what they teaching girls, little girls, in 8th grade. I'm trying to remember. In 8th grade, I was 13 years old. So at the age of 13 years old, they are already teaching children, that young girls, that it's better for you to get to have children and not be married so that you could collect child support. Again, you see, this goes right back to that first video in this the first clip I played, where the girl, look, if you can't pay for my nails, if you can't pay for my drink, my Gucci bag, if whatever else she said, if you can't pay for her lifestyle, she doesn't care about you. It's the same thing with these young girls right now. They not desiring an actual marriage. They not actually desiring a marriage. They just want to collect. And you know how many accounts there are of men that know that their money is not all going to the actual children. 9 times out of 10, their money is going to their parent, to the mom, so it could provide for that Louis bag, Gucci bag, Prada, getting her nails done, eyelashes done. Like, oh my gosh, man, this is a sickness, man. It's a sickness to the highest degree. All right, let's go a little bit back.
And then she said, why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs. And I said, well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?
Thank you. Common sense. And this goes back to another video that I posted up, right? Where I think it was Kevin Samuels, where he was talking to some girl, and the girl had the nerve to talk about, she had 2 children from this previous guy, and she left him because the guy was, domestic violence. And Kevin Samuels, cleverly says, so you were beating his ass, right? And she's like, nah, he was beating me. That's what the girl said. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he's like, so what's up with this other guy right now? And apparently that guy, he's in prison or something. So Kevin Samuels stopped her right there and said, hold on, time out. So you chose this one dude who was beating your ass, and this new dude that you with is in jail. So you have the nerve to try to blame on the men, but you as the woman, you have a track record of picking dudes who beat you up and dudes who are in prison. That's your track record. I mean, are we not going to have any type of accountability about the men that you're actually choosing? Are we not going to do that? Are we not going to actually, hold these women accountable for choosing these men? Again, they don't care about accountability. It doesn't matter. These children is just another check to the bank. And that's how they're using them for. That's what they're using these children for. It's actually sad. It is sick. it is extremely unfortunate. Now, again, because this portion of the video, I really want to stress out, the complaints of these women. How can you blame men for not wanting to get married to you when you have 8th graders thinking this way? I have more. This one is called Asian Women Throw Shots at Western Woman. Check out what she has to say.
And I can promise you, we Asian women are happy to have your men and offer them everything they've been looking for. And you attack us Asian women too. You call us poor, uneducated, submissive, desperate women who are happy with your table scraps and rejects. But if you truly believe we were getting your leftovers, the men you don't want anyway, then why do you sound so angry and defensive about it?
Ooh. She said it. Man, if you don't want these men, if these men ain't no good, if these men ain't shit, then why you getting mad that men is marrying outside the country any damn way? And again, you guys, I'm not even a passport brother. Again, I'm an Israelite. But it's really hard for me to attack these passport brothers if you got women actually thinking this way. Man ain't shit. Y'all trash. Y'all broke. Y'all all the names under the sun. And you have this woman over here who said, we'll be glad to take your man. I mean, you American women, y'all in some big trouble. If you're telling me that there's a bunch of women thinking like this, if you're telling me right now that there's a bunch of women outside of the country thinking like this, y'all women are in some big trouble.
About it and try to shame men for finding happiness here. And what you call submissive is what we call being agreeable.
Right.
Do I look uneducated, submissive, and desperate to you? Well, guess what? There are millions more like me over here, just waiting to have a shot at making your men happy.
Wow. And she's right. She's right. There's millions of women just like her that's willing to make the men in America happy. Look, women, y'all, American women, Western women, modern women, independent women, you are in some big trouble. And I know I'm laughing. I know it may sound harsh, but I'm actually for you. I'm actually making this video to try to help y'all out. I don't want to see y'all suffer alone, but y'all gonna have to seriously change your mindset. Because I'm letting you know right now, y'all are not going to win. Listen to what I'm telling you. Y'all are not going to win at all if you actually adopt this mindset. I'm letting you know right now, you're not. You're not gonna win if you continue to go down this rabbit hole of thinking you don't need men. And then just literally talking the man's ear to death, being so disagreeable. And that's what this girl was saying. What you call submissive is just being agreeable. I mean, damn, if he's gonna lead the home, can you at least agree? Can you at least just follow the man? Why you gotta fight him tooth and nail? Every single decision he makes, you gotta fight that dude. What the hell? Y'all in some big trouble. Y'all in some big trouble. I'm gonna finish off this video with one last clip. So this is from the TikToker No Context Yegas. Okay. Anyway, just check what this girl has to say, because apparently she's saying y'all be 30 getting groomed too. Let's just see what she has to say.
And the guy that I'm dating is 42. And yeah, let that sink in, whatever. So the other day I'm in the car and my brother's like, do you think he's grooming you? Yes. So he's like, it always has a negative connotation to it, because people just assume because you're younger that you dumb and you don't know no better. bro. And the thing is, he's not exploiting me. He's not manipulating me to do nothing I want to do. He's not trying to take me away from my friends and family. No. And the only time I think grooming is wrong is when you're underage or you're too naive to really know, like, what's best for you. Like, you don't have enough worldly experience or experience at all to really, like, make your own decisions. You just need somebody to tell you what to do all the time. And here come this older man just taking you away from your friends, family, and everything you know to make you who he wants you to be. Not at all. I'm young, but I'm not dumb. I wanted to talk to that man. He was not even thinking twice about me until I appeared in his face. So, yeah, but relax.
You know, it's so crazy, man. When I was growing up, do you know how many women was dating older dudes? I mean, as a young dude, I'm thinking about junior high, which I'm saying this, I am not suggesting that is the proper mindset. I was jacked, all right? Let me just say that right there. My generation, they didn't know any better. I'm hopefully, I'm making these videos so that it can deter you from making those mistakes in life, all right? But long story short, you know, I remember being junior high, you know, you feeling for these girls, and these girls were always looking at the dudes that was in high school. And when you were in high school, these girls were looking at the dudes that were in college. And I mean, that is female nature. They always want to be with men that can actually show them and provide a lifestyle that they're not accustomed to. And I don't actually think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, now that I'm older and now that I actually am making money, I actually understand, like, these women deserve to be provided for. I mean, why would you take a woman out of her father's house where she's living comfortably just so that she could be, what, in your mom's basement? And, you know, so this idea that men will throw around, you know, she's a gold digger. And are there gold diggers? Yeah, there are gold diggers. There are actual gold diggers. But you can't just label any girl just because she wants a man to be able to provide a gold digger. I mean, no, it's just, that's common sense. I mean, if you knock her up and she's pregnant, I mean, you're going to have to provide for that child. So, but what's my point? You know, this girl is actually making a lot of valid points. Like, she's a grown woman. I think she said she was 23. She's 23. So if she's with a guy who's older, in his 40s, why you gotta even throw terminology grooming as if it was so bad? Like, girls been doing that. Again, girls were doing that from the jump. Even in their teens, they were attracted to dudes in their 20s, 30s, all the time. So there's nothing wrong with this girl if she's trying to be groomed. I mean, this is actually crazy. But here's the thing, right? It's these older women. It's these older women who were in the same position as she was. But let me guess. Y'all probably literally nagged that man's ear off. Y'all probably literally talked so damn much that this man became uninterested in you. And now that you got kicked to the curb, you're here trying to prevent other women who are probably in the same predicament that you were in back in the past, where you were seeking an older gentleman. They trying to have that experience for themselves, and you're trying to block their blessing. That's exactly what's going on. You a hater. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Y'all women out there, y'all are haters. Because you know damn well, you wanted this man when you were young. But because you wasn't agreeable, because you talked too damn much, because you couldn't submit and obey, because you couldn't do those things, you lost a blessing in your life. And here are these young girls who you're trying to turn just as bitter as you are right now. You want those girls to end up with the 50 cats the same way you have 50 cats right now. Don't try to block their blessing. No. And for you women out there who are young, if you hear me, if you're listening to this video, please don't allow these bitter old women to rob you from your blessing. Let them be bitter on their own. Because again, you actually have an opportunity. Again, to the young women, you actually have an opportunity that if you have a man, a good man, you know, preferably a righteous man, a man that actually, you know, has a relationship with the Most High. But if you have that type of relationship with a man, don't lose him. don't lose them. And for what? To be independent? To be independent, is that the be all end all? So you're gonna forego your youthful years. You're gonna forego the years where you're probably able to be fruitful and multiply the same way the way the Most High wanted you to be, all so that you can build up your career. Yeah, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't no man gives two shits about your career. No real man cares about how much money you make. You're not impressing him. So please, just listen to this piece of advice. Stop getting relationship advice from bitter old women. There ain't no way for you to understand a man better than by getting advice from a man. Let me say that again. You ain't gonna get better advice about understanding men other than speaking to a man. Period, point blank. And truth be told, the man that you were supposed to receive relationship advice from should have been your dad. It should have been your dad. But because of circumstances, life, whatever you want to call it, hey, we all not blessed to have dads that pour wisdom. And that can also be blamed to the women. Now, I do know there's cases where you have deadbeat dads. We understand that. But we talking about the modern woman that drove these men outside the homes. The dad could have been there actually pouring into their daughters. You don't have that. So now listen to wise men. I don't care what platform, whether it be YouTube, TikTok, I don't care. But listen to these men who are actually trying to help you build a family. Because I'm going to tell you right now, woman, you're not going to get no greater joy than actually building a family, bearing children, and raising your own children. You're not going to be any happier than that. Trust me, money is not going to make you happy. It's not. And this is not some poor rhetoric, nada. I'm not saying to be poor. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying that money is not going to make you happy. It could buy certain things that you may like. But hey, one thing I know from the Bible is that the belly is never full. It's never satisfied. The eyes is never tired of seeing. You can never satisfy the flesh. You no matter how much things you buy, you're always going to want more. So then you got to seek out things that are not temporary. You got to seek out the things that are not going to perish in this world. So seek out something spiritual. You see, family, raising your family the way the Most High told you to, that's a spiritual accomplishment. It's going to, that is your purpose in life. You may not want to hear it. Hey, do whatever the hell you want. But I'll let you know right now, speak to some of these older women who've retired, and best believe they're not doing cartwheels. Oh boy, the best part of my life was working. Speak to any old woman. Speak to any old woman. No one is speaking that way. That's not the highlight of their life. The highlight of their life is always their children. Speak to any old woman, traditional woman. I hope you're able to hear. But you guys, anyway, if you like videos like this, please like, subscribe, comment down below, because it does help the channel out a lot. And, you know, stay tuned for more videos like this in the very near future. I would love to hear from you all. Do you think the passport brothers are actually being justified? Do you think this is a movement, it's a phase? Or do you think this movement is actually here to stay? Alright guys, with that being said, Blue Falcon over and out. Jesus is king.
Game to win. Game hard.